show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines, but we'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, just when I thought we were stepping into the right direction, when we seen Memo600 and FYB J Man coming together for an interview, I thought we were witnessing progress. As y'all know, Mimo and FYB J Man have been on opposite sides, where both sides rep different hoods. As we know, Mimo rep BD, and J Man rep GD. In the past, they both have been involved in an ongoing war between O Block and FBG, where Mimo was once close to Lil Durk, while FYB J Man was close to FBG Duck. However, with the whole Push and Peace campaign that FYB J Man has been going strong with, where he's trying to put the beef into the side and come together with the same guys he once called his ops, he would come together with Memo600 and they would link up with each other to do an interview together and show growth. Now, if y'all know, even though Mimo haven't been as vocal about pushing peace like J Man has, in the past he did mention that he's spoken to Mama Duck on more than one occasion, which is a good look, and he also mentioned he's spoken to JHE Ruger. If y'all know anything about them two, y'all know how far the history goes back between the two, because not only were they into it with each other, but both of their biological brothers were into it as well, so deep to the point where allegedly Scrap, who was the brother of JHE Ruger, allegedly took Lil Steve's life, who was the brother of Memo600. So I always said, if those two can actually hash things out and come together, then there's no way in hell anybody else can't sit down and come together by putting things behind them. However, I always tell y'all that you can't tell someone how to deal with losing a loved one or a friend, so if they decide to come together, then cool, but if they don't, I also understand because blood has been spilled. Now, even though Mimo decided to push peace with FYB J Man, it wasn't so much the same with another member of Tay-Town who recently lost his life over the weekend in Chicago. Tay-Town Ken, who's affiliated with OTF Didi and Lil Durk amongst others, was shot and unalived in Chicago over the weekend. It's not much details, but reports say 26-year-old Ken was found shot and unalived between two houses when CPD responded to calls of a man shot in the 1500 block of South State Street around 8 p.m. on June 9, 2024. Ken was shot multiple times in his back and was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was later pronounced deceased. According to witnesses, two men hopped out of a black sedan and shot Ken, firing multiple shots, and afterwards they would hop back into the vehicle and speed off, leaving Ken laying on the ground in between the houses. Being that Ken was shot multiple times in his back, it indicates that he may have seen when the two guys got out and decided to run, which is what led to all the gunshot wounds he suffered to his back. Now, amongst the death of Tay-Town Ken, Chicago suffered a violent weekend as 33 shootings were reported, where 5 out of the 33 incidents were actually fatal. One of the victims, a part of the 33 individuals, was a young kid that was just 12 years old, who was shot over the weekend as well, but fortunately for him, he survived. Now, if y'all know anything between Ken and Mimo, y'all would know that the two bumped heads already in the past when they were on Clubhouse. This is when Mimo would troll OTF Didi for the infamous incident where he was backdoored and forced to cut off his dreads, upon other things he was forced to do that we're not going to get into.
You know somebody
let's show.
You're not trolling what? That's real life. It's your fat goofy. Let them call you in here. You let them call you in here to get treated. On Steve, get your goofy ass on.
Blood.
What you talking about, Willie?
Let them call you in here to get your
Talking.
fired up on my kid.
About that active, boy.
Now, it was also reported that when Mimo's Steve Drive chain was taken, although it haven't been confirmed whether it came off Mimo's neck or not, the chain ended up in the hands of his friends turned ops, and somehow Ken was seen with Mimo's jewelry at one point in time. So when the news came out about Ken's passing, Mimo would waste no time trolling him on Clubhouse.
Here, go right here on my sister. Hold on. Hey, for all you riders, click that link up there at the top on Steve. Come on with y'all. Click that link at the top on my sister. Play with it. Play with it. All the riders, click that link at the top.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, Mimo, get off here, bloody.
All right, I'm coming.
You too loose, folks. Get off here.
I ain't do nothing. Don't for nothing. I'm trolling like a good troll.
You know somebody.
Some people say Mimo is doing too much, but according to Mimo, Ken trolled him, so he was just returning the favor. Only difference is, unfortunately, this time Ken can't troll Mimo back. Now, aside from trolling Ken, Mimo will also have to worry about being called out by one of his own 600 members for recently linking up with FYB J Man. I don't think anyone's seen this coming, so when FYB J Man would make a post showing both of them together, everyone was actually shocked. He would post a picture of the two on his Instagram and caption it saying, quote, "Making history." Now y'all know whenever you see the guys who were once ops come together, it's always going to be someone on the sideline waiting to show their distaste for the two linking up. In this case, it was famous 600. Another 600 member who's affiliated with Memo600, he will have some words for him after the pictures of Mimo and FYB J Man will hit social media. He would take to his story and retweet the picture of Mimo and J Man in a sent to delete a story post, and he would say, quote, "Two D-heads ain't never did ish to nobody. Look at my little brother face. He know he wrong. And he got the whoops." Then in the next post, he would say, quote, "I'm up. Who got something to say? I got time. And I'm heading to the block. Beat me there." Now clearly that was a direct message to Mimo, because after the first post, Mimo had responded with something to say of his own. Mimo would take to his story to say, quote, "You ain't pushing violence, so don't say ish about me pushing peace. Washed up, old, wanna be these little ninjas." Then in another post, after people would get on Mimo case about linking up with J Man and having the whoops, he would respond to the backlash in his Instagram story as he would say, quote, "Y'all so fanned out, wait till y'all see Smirk with him. What y'all gonna say then?" Now, I don't know if that was Mimo's way of letting us know that we might be seeing Lil Durk and J Man link up next, but to be honest with y'all, I highly doubt it. Right? But if we do see it, 9 times out of 10, it'll probably be a PR stunt for Durk to bring attention to something he probably got going on, like a project or a single or something. After they link up, he'll drop it right after or something. I don't know. But I definitely don't think we'll be seeing Durk with no whoops or FYB J Man. But if it happens, it happened. Now when it comes to the situation between Mimo and Famous 600, obviously he called Mimo his little brother, so I don't think it's beef. However, he probably just don't agree with Mimo linking up with someone they consider an op. And honestly, that's pretty much the norm. Every time we see some of these guys come together, it's always 1 or 2 guys who's not with it, and they voice their opinion about it on social media. So this is no different. But one thing I can say is that it takes a lot of courage to do what FYB J Man and Mimo is doing. They both do genuinely look like they had a cool time being around each other and kicking it, instead of having to be intense and on edge and whatever with each other. And the reason I say it takes a lot of courage is because you have to be a very strong-minded person to do that, knowing it's going to come with the type of backlash that it comes with. You got to put your ego to the side, put your pride to the side, know that you're going to lose a couple friends because they're not going to agree with your decision. So it takes a lot. And honestly, I think a lot of these guys be wanting to squash the beef and put it behind them so they can move on, but it be too much ego involved. Too much caring what people might think, too much caring what your image might look like. It's too much. But on the flip side of things, I do understand that because some of these guys lost family members and loved ones and experienced a pain that they'll never forget, they probably not so forthcoming about, bringing peace. So, and I can't blame them because like I said, people will never forget that pain. People will never forget that loved one that they lost. Blood has been shed. So I get that part of it. But however, don't knock the next man down for wanting to do something positive just because you don't want to. right? Because maybe he's at a point in his life where he's tired of doing the same thing and beefing with the same ops. How long is that supposed to continue before you notice it's getting you nowhere, right? Now, the only thing I disagree with, and I speak on this all the time, because even though Mimo linked up with FYB J Man and they pushed peace, shortly after we seen him troll Tay-Town King, right? And I always tell y'all, you can't push peace a little bit. You can't sit there and have 1 foot in and 1 foot out when you pushing peace. You have to be 100%. Because if not, you're confusing the kids or anybody else that you're trying to make an impact on. You can't say you're pushing peace, but then we see you trolling someone that just lost their life, right? What type of pushing peace is that? It's contradictory. It's confusing. It makes people think, well, is he really pushing peace, or is this just another gimmick for popularity, right? Because we done seen that happen plenty of times, whether it's King Ella, this one, that one. Nobody's really pushing peace, but it looks like FYB J Man, he's sticking with it, and it's looking good, man. So if Mimo is serious about pushing peace, then that's a good thing to see. Hopefully FYB J Man could get others to come together, they push peace. If not, hopefully they just be cordial. You don't have to be in each other's faces and be buddy-buddy. Just, you know, you go your way, we stop dissing, and we just get to a bag and provide for our families, right? Now, that's pretty much it, man. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.